Most digital products fail after the first sale. Let's build out all the systems you need to get you the next one. So, the last few videos, I built out a fully functioning digital product that we intend to promote in the next weeks. I also built out a sales funnel from scratch using Card and Stripe. And in this video, we're going to be using Brevo to build out all the systems you need for your digital product business to upsell your lead magnets, to deliver your deliverables, to follow up with your clients, ask for feedback, and to make sure that your business keeps running on autopilot even if you're not there. So this is going to be what we're working with today. When you're selling a digital product, these are the two main must-have automation email sequences you must set up. I switched these around. This is the process. So somebody signs up for your lead magnet. You want to deliver them the thing they signed up for, and then you want to have some upsell emails from Brevo. And the other option is somebody makes a purchase, then using a make.com n8n. I'm going to be using n8n, but this method I'm going to show you works in make.com and any other automation as well. And you're going to be using these automation tools to connect Stripe with Brevo. And then when somebody has a purchase, you can then send a deliverable with Brevo and maybe a follow-up email if you like after a week or so, just to check in the product and maybe ask for a review. So this is the lead magnet page we created, and here we have the form. I already showed this in the last video. I'm going to just repeat myself just for this video as well. So when you have your form, a lot of builders will have this option for you to connect the form directly to your email marketing tool of choice. In this case, it's really simple. You use a type, in this case, sign up, and then you can choose which kind of service you use. We're using Brevo. Next thing you want is a API key. Go to your Brevo account to the upside corner here. For me, it's PM optimized. Go down and find SMPM API. These are the settings you're looking for, API keys and MCP. These are the different APIs I have set up. Don't share these with anyone. They're confidential. They should be. Here we have a card setup I have in place. But basically, what you choose is generate API key, name it. For example, in this case, here is the key. Don't share this with anyone. I'm going to delete this afterward. And then you just copy this. Go back, paste your key here. Have a list ID here, contacts, lists. Here we're going to create a new list just for this case. This Spolneg lead magnet as an example, you chose a folder. You can create folders here with get started with lists and folders. Then you're going to choose the one you want and create a list. I already have one. I won't create from scratch. But once the list is created, you see all your different lists here along with a ID. This is 9. So you go back and just list ID, you list ID 9. And that's it. Required double opt-in is an option. There's some different options here you can choose. A redirect URL is something you also want. In our case, we're just going to have that as home. So basically, whenever somebody has a signed up, they're going to be redirected to that main page, which in our case is our sales page. Once we have this set up, we go to our Brevo account and we're going to set up the automation. We need to first deliver our lead magnet and then also send up follow-up emails for upsell emails. So here we have an automation. You just create a new one and this is what you get. I'm going to delete this and then start from scratch. We're in the automation editor. So in the left-hand side, we have this list and it's really simple. The first one, contact added to list. We're going to drag that in. And then we're going to select the list we just made, which is under marketing automations and Spolneg contact lead magnet. this is the list we want to trigger this automation. So that's it. And then press save. Now, every time somebody gets added to the list, the 9th list, number 9 ID, we're going to trigger this automation as we just did. We already set up, so it happens when somebody signs up for a lead magnet. So next thing we're going to do is go to messaging and send an email. Now we have a send a email node. Here we can select the template, but in this case, we can start from scratch and have HTML custom code. So here, what you will do, you will go to ChatGPT and just ask it straight up, hey, can you give me HTML code or HTML email template for delivering a product or digital product? And then you can specify all the needs you want. If you're using some like a business advisor kind of project like I am, just ask the same project. I'm just going to change some stuff here though. Empathic advisor system, full prompt to pilot system. I just changed the name a bit. So here you also want to add the links to the different things. For example, a call to action button, you can see that it is a link that he just added at random, but you want to change this to actually the delivery page. So in my case, this will be my lead magnet. I'm going to use a Notion template, and I'm just going to go to the top right corner, share, and just copy this link, which is the one I want to deliver the product. Here we're going to copy that in. Then the last thing we're gonna add is a so this is the upsell link, and in this case I wanted to go to this sales page. For me, that's really simple, just disciplinegg.com, so I'm gonna add that here. Finally, you can preview and test automation with this button here, and it's going to show you how it's gonna look. And here you can also click the buttons and see if they work. In our case, yeah, this is the one we want to deliver. This works. Now use this design and automation, and that's done. So now all we need to add is like a subject line and a preview text. With this is something you will need a sender's name as well. For example, for this we actually want disciplinegg.com or disciplinegg, or maybe my name. We want to add my name to this because that's just a bit of a personalized touch. You should obviously use the same email you use on your website, but I'm going to set this up later. You obviously just need to add a new sender. You just go through the setup process. It's pretty simple. You just add your name in an email. It's going to send you a confirmation code to your email, and then you're going to accept that, and you're going to be added into you're going to have an option here for you to select the email. So now lastly, simply press save, and it should be done. Now that your lead magnet has been delivered, you also want to have follow-up upsell emails. So let's now work on these. I already asked ChatGPT to draft me 3 upsell emails. Rules. Time delay, condition split, and add that. Split conditions. Add a split condition. All we're going to do is add, select fragment. We're going to choose from our marketing automation, Disciplinegg prompt pack lead magnet. Very, very simple. As long as the user is still a member of this list, we're gonna do an action. But because what we're going to do is later when a person actually purchases something from us, we're gonna create a little custom code or API call that's gonna check if a person is already in a specific list, and if it is, it's gonna delete that list and move it to another. And if the person is not yet on any list, it's gonna just create a new user. Right now, all you need to do is just a condition split. If the person is still the member of this mailing list or this contact list, we're going to continue the automation. So now we're going to close this or save this, I guess. Now this is saved. We're going to have a rule, once again, time delay, asked up here, and then we're going to wait a day. So after a day, we're going to send another email, save this, send email. And once again, the same thing, asked up here. Select the template, create from scratch, HTML custom code. Now we're gonna go back to our n8n and see what he cooked up. This is it. Let's copy this, the first email. I'm probably gonna change this later, but this is just an example. Here also in the last email, this is kind of the variable structure you use. What's gonna do is use the contact first name, and if it's not there, just there, right? That's the default. So it's going to be either hey there or hey name. And here we also need to add a link to the upgrade, which is here. And that's it. We're going to use this design and automation. We can preview as well. Oh, it's just glitching. It's fine. It's still working. Here, once it loads up, we're going to see. Yep, this is it. Preview maybe. No, still glitching, but it's there. It works. Don't worry. So now that's done. And finally, let's just keep going with this kind of same style for the rest of the emails. As I'm building this out, I realized one thing. I probably need to add these here instead of after the condition. Kind of makes more sense, right? It's going to wait for the day as well. And if in the day's time it hasn't, the client hasn't purchased the product, it's going to try and upsell. Otherwise it would, otherwise the logic didn't play out the way I wanted. But yeah, same thing. Let's move on. So this is it. This is how the final automation looks. And also by the way, instead of creating a HTML template, if you want to write it yourself, you can also just have a simple editor here that's going to give you a clean way to write your email out, so you can use this as well. And to activate the automation, you simply press this activate button, allow to retry after exit, allow on-type re-entry after exit. No, we don't want this, and activate automation. And that's it. Now you have your first active automation. So now we're going to move to this system. Whenever somebody buys in Stripe, we're going to use n8n to connect it to Brevo, and then finally also add a follow-up email, which is pretty much going to be the same as upsell email. This is going to be very similar to last time. So just like before, we go to lists. So we create a list for our customers, our paying customers. And once again, in automation, we create a new automation that triggers whenever a person is added to this paying customer list. We're going to send him the delivery email, wait for 3 days, and then also add a follow-up email here. Just like before, select template, create from scratch, and then use HTML code. So once again, we're just going to paste this, go through it. Basically, this time we're going to be sending the same hey, first name friend CTA button. We're going to add a link to a form here. I'm not going to add this time. I'm going to create this later, but the idea is you just create a simple Google form or a type form or maybe even Notion form and just add that feedback link here. And this is really key for you to collect information about, the product and to iterate it, make it better. And then later when you're trying to, once again, promote it, you have a better product and you can increase the price and also bring more value to the clients, obviously. Now we need a way to connect Stripe to Brevo so that whenever a client pays on Stripe, it actually gets added to the list. So when you're in your Stripe dashboard, you can go to home as well. You're going to Google webhooks. This is going to open you to this kind of screen. I have some open webhooks ready to go here. So simply you're going to add destination, choose your account, choose look for checkout, and then checkout session completed. Continue. Here's going to add a webhook endpoint, continue. And here you're going to name it. So this can be n8n connection. And then you're going to go to our n8n. This is kind of the workflow I built out. This is going to be linked in the description below as well. But you go to webhook node, and here you can see links. There's a production URL here, and you actually want to add this because the test URL will only work in your test kind of space. When it's activated and you want it to run in the background, it won't work. I'm not going to show this to you because otherwise you can use this webhook, and I don't really plan on changing it. But basically you go to production URL, you copy the URL just like you would here, and then you add this URL here and create destination. Once that is done, it looks kind of like this. Once again, don't share these destinations with anyone. You want to kind of keep this secret. But once this is completed, you go back to n8n and you build out a flow like this. This function node is simply for clarity of mind for me. I use this just to define two variables, which are email and first name. You don't really need this. This is the only actual node you need to complete this scenario. And here we're going to use a post method. This is the URL we're going to call. Different URLs for different functions. You can check out the Brevo API documentation for more info. Here I'm going to use predefined credential type and choose Brevo. In n8n there's an option for that, and then you use create new credential and add the API key that we actually saw in the beginning of the video. It's under your settings and API settings for Brevo. We're going to close this because I already have a Brevo connection. Then you're going to send body and add this body to the list. It's really, really straightforward. We just check the email. So we define the email, which is defined in this node here. And then if update enabled is true, so we can update the list. And then list ID 10, we're going to add this email to this list ID, which if we go back to Brevo, our prompt client list is ID'd as 10. Unlink list IDs from 9. So if he finds this contact in the list 9, which is our lead magnet list, it's going to remove it. And then attribute first name, we're going to add the first name of the client here. Also, if you ask in the checkout for numbers and phone numbers and stuff, you can add these attributes here also if you like. So when everything is set up, you press save and then activate the flow. Now that's pretty much it. Now you have a flow that follows up with leads, upsells, as well as follows up with your customers, and you can manage this and alter this workflow any way you wish for your specific needs. The key being here that it's necessary for you to automate these onboarding processes, and that's going to drastically increase your opportunities to grow and as well as, earn more money realistically.